Toss a coin to your Witcher, a valley of plenty, a valley of plenty. Whoa! Oh my god, that was so cringy. Howdy friends! Developers of The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt actually created their own programming language for the game, and who would have guessed, they called it WitcherScript. But if you ask me, I would call it KurvaScript. So, I've started learning it not so while ago, and believe me, it's worth all the time I've spent on it. Not only WitcherScript was made specifically for modding purpose, but also majority of the game itself is also written in WitcherScript. Combat system, UI, NPC interactions, and even quests in the game works this way. But the icing on the cake is that all of the game code is literally open, so you can modify almost anything in the game. Make yourself invictable, change combat animations, weather system, or maybe turn a Witcher into a Souls-like game with a stamina usage and hard boss fights? Why not? I mean, you can literally swap Geralt to a Marvel's Deadpool, and boy oh boy, it looks cool. So as you see, possibilities are endless. You can even make it yourself, trust me, it's easy peasy. I mean, you don't even have to be a programmer to make cool stuff. And just for fun, let's dive into the game code to make some tweaks and see the magic of WitcherScript. Okay, first things first, we need to open game directory and create a folder named mods. Inside we need to make one more folder, but this time name should start with mod keyword. This is important, or otherwise the game will not recognize our folder as a mod, so let me call it mod test. Then we need to create even more folders inside. The overall hierarchy should look like this. Next, inside local folder, we gonna make a new file and call it test.vs. You can name it however you want, just keep the .vs extension, cause it stands for WitcherScript and thus game will recognize this file as a script. Now, let's open this file in any basic text editor and write down 4 simple lines of code. All it's gonna do is display a given hot message. So at this step, we need to make sure that everything works fine. So let's start the game through Steam, and as you will notice, before game launch, script precompilation will be triggered. That's because we have added a new mod. Now when the game is loaded, let's open the console with tilde key. If you don't know, tilde is located over here on your keyboard, and if for some reason console does not open, that means you should enable it first. I will leave a guide on how to do it in the description below, so be sure to check it out. Okay, so now from the console, let's try and call a function from our mod, that is print my message function, and let's pass a string hello Witcher to this function. Now press enter and voila! Now what that means is that everything works as expected and we can continue doing more fun stuff. For example, let's add to our code one more function and we're gonna call it toss a coin to a Witcher. All it will do is add exactly one coin to the player's inventory, but this time we're not gonna call it through console. I just want to make it so when the player interacts with any NPC in the game, they're going to actually toss a coin to a Witcher, just like Dandelion sang in his song. The only thing is, I don't really know how to do it. But as you might remember, earlier I said that most of the game code is open, so we can read it and modify as we prefer. Okay, that means we should use a different approach. This time we're going to modify existing game code, exactly the part responsible for NPC interactions. By the way, all of the game code is located inside content folder, so let's open it and search for anything NPC related. As I see, there is exactly a folder named NPC. Inside of it, there is a script named npc.vs. Now, I am not an expert, but it looks like the file we're searching for. And because it's located inside the game/npc folder, we need to reproduce this hierarchy inside our mod test folder, as well as make a copy of this file at the same location. So overall structure of our mod test folder will look like this. Okay, so So next let me open npc.vs file, and here we see a lot of code, actually a whopping 5000 lines. But let me remind you, a Witcher must not be afraid of code. Besides, we only need to find the part related to NPC interaction. It seems like this line of code is what we're looking for, so let's test it. I'm going to add a new line of code here, and it will be a call of the same display_HUD message function. So we're gonna write the player.display_HUD message and display a message saying hello Gerwent. Okay, now save the file and start the game. Okay, so if I was right, when a Witcher will talk to an NPC, it should display that message. Let's hope it works. And it does! It seems like we have found required code lines at our first attempt. So let's move on to the final step. Let's change that debug code line into call to our toss a coin to a Witcher function. So the NPC will actually donate some money every time Geralt speaks to them. Also, I will modify a bit our function, so that there will be a chance that an NPC will actually spare a coin or two, because some NPCs can actually be greedy and may not want to spare their last coins, especially to a Witcher. And as you see, I've used here a function called rand_range. It's one of the WitcherScript global functions. There's actually plenty of them, and if you wanna see all available global functions, I leave a link in the description. Okay, so now let's run the game and see if our mod actually works as it should. So when a player interacts with any NPC, do we get a coin? Yes, we get a coin. Okay, nice, that seems to work fine. And I'm wondering now how we should name our small mod. Something like Beggar Gerwent, maybe, I guess?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
That's for sure would make it to the next top downloaded mods ever, lol. Okay, so that's how Witcher modding actually works. I mean, that ain't much, but it's honest work. And as you see, and as I said earlier, it's really ain't that hard. All it takes is some patience, a very basic understanding of how WitcherScript works, and a bit of practice. And what I also would advise, if you're going to make your own mod, is to analyze and read the code of other similar mods. For example, if you're making some combat related mod, then it's a good idea to go download some similar combat mods and read their code. See how they works, what functions they modify, and so on. Trust me, it's going to help a lot, especially at the start when you're not that much familiar with WitcherScript and Witcher modding in general. More of that, there is actually many great tools out there, as well as some official modding toolkits available, so be sure to check them out, especially things like Script Merger, Wolvenkit, and Redkit. I'll leave links to all of them in the description below, so be sure to check them out. Anyway guys, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. I hope you have learned something new today. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and of course toss a like to a Witcher. And have a great day!